Hi, and welcome to a brand new episode of Sipping Tea with Suzanne. I am your fabulous host, Positively Suzanne, and I'm excited to have with me in the studio today on technically a day of spring, which doesn't feel like it. I have the fabulous Miss Shantelle Campbell. How are
Hi, I'm
you?
so good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for saying yes.
Of course.
I'm excited because she is the digital marketing coordinator for the Worcester Cultural Coalition.
Yes, the marketing community relations coordinator, the cultural development team at City Hall.
Yes. I So I'm like, I'm gonna try and say it, and then you're gonna have to jump in. But I'm so excited to have you in the studio with me today.
Yes, thank you.
All right, cool. So we're gonna jump in and talk to her in a minute, but I do want to do a couple of things first. First, so if you've been following me on social media, I did post this week that I had some huge news to announce. So I'll be announcing it at the end of the show. Is it to get you to watch the show? But watch the show and you'll find out because at the end I'll reveal what the huge news is. Before I go forward, I do want to thank all my loyal subscribers and viewers who tune in week after week and who are not able to sometimes watch it live, but they go back and they share their feedback. So those on YouTube, those on Facebook, I thank you. I appreciate you, and please continue to tune in week after week as I spotlight phenomenal people. This month I'm spotlighting phenomenal women, as evidenced by the slew of women who's been in the studio this month and the ones upcoming and the one who's currently here. So thank you. If you desire to be a guest or if you know someone you recommend as a guest, please don't hesitate to reach out to me at Suzanne at positivelysuzanne.com. And if you are looking to be a sponsor where you can get your business advertised during the show, please also reach out because we would love to spotlight your business. Um, I will also like to shout out my phenomenal executive producer, Paul Anderson. Please contact him for all your digital needs. He does photography, he does audio, and he does video. But I'm going to turn it over to my fantastic guest, Miss Chantel, who I actually just met this year.
Yes.
So, welcome to the show. All right. So, as we mentioned, let's repeat your long, fancy title.
Marketing and community relations coordinator for the cultural development team and office at City Hall. And we work with the Worcester Cultural Coalition as well.
All right, that's wonderful. So, I mean, I didn't know, flashback to a few years ago, I didn't even know that the Worcester has a cultural development department. I didn't even know they had anything, but under the leadership, I think it was through Leadership Worcester, I met on Villa, who told me about Fabian,
Yes,
who works for you. He's the executive director.
he is.
And then I was like, oh, and then he mentioned that he's Jamaican. I'm Jamaican. And then he was like, you guys have to meet. I'm like, sure. Because, all Jamaicans, we have to know
Yeah,
each other.
have to unite.
We have to unite. And then you guys did a presentation, wonderful presentation for our class. And that's when I met you and we
Yes,
connected. And,
yeah,
like, we have to have you on the show. So,
absolutely. I'm happy to be here.
all right. So tell me exactly what your role is.
So my role as the marketing and community relations coordinator is to essentially work on the social media, work on being a resource to the community, meet community leaders, people that are residents, just give them a resource to find out about events, about grants, about all the things that are happening in Worcester to kind of uplift the cultural scene. We host and coordinate events such as Out to Lunch, Movies on the Common, some of the festivals, a lot of youth opportunities, things like that.
Yeah, so no, you guys do a lot because so the Out to Lunch series, how recently did that start? Because I only found out about, I think it was like a year ago. Was it last year
It's
that it
been a
started?
couple years. I don't know if it
Really?
was last year, but it's been a
Okay.
couple years. So
Okay.
we're excited to have it back this year, and we're going to be partnering with the Worcester Downtown Bid. They'll be helping us a lot and helping us to get the events off the ground and promoting and things like that.
So essentially what it is vendors. Is it only food vendors or
They will have
product?
a farmers market as
Okay.
well,
Okay.
and it's mostly just food vendors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and they come and they have the opportunity during the lunch. So the idea is during lunchtime, folks come over,
Yeah,
shop, get fresh, healthy food, and also had an opportunity to support the local economy by helping entrepreneurs, stay in business
definitely.
because it's hard out here.
It is. And we just want to have people in Worcester support each other and spend money locally, like
Mm.
just to boost the economy and help small businesses thrive out here. That's
No,
really
absolutely.
important.
It's been very challenging to see, I think over the last 6 months, several businesses have closed. I mean, I don't want to
Yes.
call them out because I know that it's personal to a lot of folks, but quite a few spaces that, like, some shocked me, to
Yeah.
be perfectly honest, that, the rising cost of food and rent and all these things. So I think that's why it's so important that we continue to support small businesses.
Yes,
And
definitely.
and it's so important your role in in the city to try to connect these small businesses to like the different resources and all the things that are happening throughout the city.
Yeah.
So if a small business wanted to say, let me connect with you and see like what can you do for me, what because I mean ultimately they said, how do I promote my business? Is there anything they could do, like to come down to City Hall and connect with you guys? And
They can always come down where we have an open door policy. We're on the fourth floor in room 409. If you ever have any questions, any inquiries about, you know, joining a festival or vending at
hmm
anything, come by and ask us. You can reach out at culture@worcesterma.gov for email inquiries. Call us. We'll try to facilitate or like give you connections to any
hmm
businesses that are looking for vendors
hmm
or have anything going on that could support what your business has going on
all
as
right,
well.
awesome. So there is Out to Lunch, which starts soon.
It does in a couple months, I think June or July.
Okay, okay. Yeah, well, I mean, girl, gotta be warmer.
Definitely, it has to be warmer.
Definitely. And then I know we also have movies on the Common,
Yes,
which is, you guys show a movie, a family movie, and you could come and relax on the Common. It's on a giant jumbo screen.
yes.
And then what else? There's a couple of different festivals that are happening at the Common this year.
Yeah, we like to utilize that space and make sure like everyone feels welcome. It's right behind City Hall, so we want to just extend the home
Mm,
invitation to make Worcester, more walkable, more entertaining, give you a
mm,
chance to come out and just mingle with the community and get to know your community businesses and people that live next door to you or just
yeah.
around you and things like that.
Well,
We work a lot with the library as well, who
mhm.
has a festival coming up in August,
Yes.
and they're looking for vendors if anyone is interested.
Yes, I've done it for the past couple of years. Lovely Kara's already sent me the email reminder about it. So, as y'all know, I do one or two things. So I have
We need
to,
you out there.
I have to, because when I'm out there, I'm socializing. I'm not really selling. But anyway, the kids sell. They're at the table
Right.
selling. But it's fun though. I love going to the festival and me just meeting like
Yes,
the different businesses and just like, oh my God, like this person does this. Like this is really, really cool.
definitely. And
So,
it's a good way to just secure partnerships with each other as different
mm,
local organizations, see how you could help each other with what you guys have going on.
hmm
So yeah.
what is the process like to get your event on the Common? Is it through you guys or it's another department?
It is through us. You have to fill out a special event permit, and go through that application process, which is fairly easy,
Okay.
hopefully.
I don't know half the vendors that's done it, but
But we're here
okay.
to help if there's
Okay, so
any issues with
good to know.
completing any of the permits and things like that. But you do get the permits through the culture department, and after that, we look at the dates, make sure there's no conflicting events, and then we help promote what's
Okay.
going on. Yeah.
All right, wonderful. So you mentioned something about, what you guys try to do in terms of making Worcester a walkable city and, a cultural place somewhere to visit, because it's not typically known for that. What
Right.
would you say is the mission of your department?
Our mission is to boost the cultural scene by creating opportunities for youth, for businesses, um, connecting businesses with the city and with other organizations. We work a lot with the school system to get events out in the schools. We have opportunities for youth to perform. We have Color the City Festival, that's a youth festival.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we just really want to just make Worcester like poppin'.
Yeah, you destination city like
Definitely.
Boston.
To do like,
Yeah.
just like Boston, maybe a little different,
Yeah.
but we do have a lot of hidden gems, a lot of good places to eat, a lot of good art,
Hmm.
museums, things like that. We want to just bring more awareness to that. So
Mm.
instead of people going all the way to Boston to do certain
Yes.
things, they could do them right here at home in Worcester. And we just want to keep that message alive that Worcester has just as much culture as any
Mm.
other city.
Okay, all right. Well, in addition to I know we have Color the City, we have the Out to Lunch, we have Movie on the Common, we have the just the regular festivals that happen. There's quite a few festivals that happen. Anything else we should be looking out for on behalf of
Yeah.
you guys? Let me know. Tell us.
Well, I did already mention that the public library is looking for vendors for their block party on August 10th.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to vend or just meet people, make sure you reach out to Kara at the library for that. We have a fellowship available right now with Holy Cross. That's for artists to do whatever kind of artistic thing they do, painting, music, acting. You get to work in the Holy Cross space. It's a residency, it's a paid residency.
Mm.
Yes, the $3,000 stipend for you to do all the work you need to do to prepare your final project.
Mm.
So that's really exciting.
So
And
before you go no
yeah,
further, who is that available to? Is it students or any artists?
it's any artist, not just
Okay.
students. So we
Wonderful.
collaborated with them at Worcester Cultural Coalition, collaborated with Holy Cross. This is the first year, so it's exciting for it to kick off. It's going to be a 3-year program, and I believe they're going to be picking 2 artists. So it's
Mm.
an opportunity for 2 artists to do whatever work they would like
Oh
in this
wow.
space at their brand new Prior Performing Arts
Oh,
Center.
wonderful.
So everything is like just to help facilitate the growth of artists. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Okay, wonderful. And
yeah.
okay, what else is happening?
We
I want to make
have
sure I give you that opportunity to say because we get caught up and
yeah,
then we don't talk. So let's make sure that we get the business out of the way first, girl.
absolutely. We have a youth poetry slam, a teen poetry slam. It's going to be at the White Room in Worcester on April
Mm.
25th. We encourage any youth ages 13 to 19 to apply. You get a chance to win a $50 cash prize and move on to the next rounds. And the final round is a all expenses paid trip to Washington D.C. to compete in
Mm.
a national poetry festival.
Oh, that's deep. That's so
Yeah,
much fun.
so come and represent Worcester, tell
Yes.
Worcester's story, tell your story. And we have another poetry opportunity with the Woo Sox with their national baseball poetry competition. They have one for youth and adults.
Okay.
So it's baseball themed,
Mm-hmm.
something, fun, and just to capture Worcester baseball. The
Yeah.
Woo Sox is sort of new. They've been here for a few years, so we're
Mm-hmm.
still building that momentum of like getting people in the building and
Mm.
enjoying what they have to offer.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
wonderful. Oh,
yeah.
listen. For those of you who just used to scribble poems in your notebook, now's the time. There's so many different opportunities out there for you to go out and just let the world hear your thoughts. I love
Absolutely.
it.
Even like rappers, like
Yeah,
rap is poetry. Like
it
it
is.
doesn't have to be like on a beat to
Yeah.
have a meaning and make an impact. So that's important.
Do you rap?
I do not rap. Could not do that. I could be a hype man, a
Like,
backup dancer.
yeah,
Like that's
yeah,
about it.
yeah, but you're not rapping. Okay.
No,
I'm trying to form a band, like a rap band.
that
So
would be interesting.
it would be awful, but it would be amazing. Because
It would be fun. You
I can. No, that's the whole idea. So if you can rap, I don't want you on my team.
right, making you look bad.
They're gonna be taking it too serious. They'd be
That's true.
like
That's
no,
true.
like no. We
Gotta
want
have fun with it.
exactly. We want somebody who knows that we don't know what we're doing. We're just having some fun with. So you could be on the team.
I'm
Okay.
down with that. Let me know. Matching outfits and everything.
See, I know my girl just would be always be hating. She's like, no, no, no. So
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So
okay.
there is another opportunity with Mass Humanities. They are doing a grant for $2,000 to any organization that wants to tell the Worcester story. They're doing it in a couple different cities, Brockton, Lowell, Holyoke, I believe.
Hmm.
So if you would like to apply, that's like to do poetry, rap, whatever. That
Wonderful.
just tells a story about your community and about your
Mm.
city. So there's a lot of resources out there for artists and creatives to tap into.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I don't know if you were there like from the beginning. How long has this department been at City Hall?
It's been there for quite some time. I'm fairly new, but it's been at
Yes.
least it's over 10 years. I think it's been there for a long time. Yeah.
Really? See, what you don't know, right? Because again, like I think if something doesn't like directly relate to you, sometimes you don't really hear about
Right.
it. And I often talk about, the fact that I'd worked in this space. You keep your head down, you go, you make your money, you live your life. I was extremely busy,
Right.
I thought, and like all this was happening. So intentionally when I stepped out in 2022 to become a part of the community in a more visible way and really launch my brand, that's when I found out like all these cool things that are in the city and all these cool people that are in these roles that
Yeah.
I've connected with, and I'm like, yeah.
Definitely. It's all about building that network.
No, it absolutely is. And I know that you mentioned a couple of spaces that you're working, but like when you guys did the thing, you guys were at the JMAC. Do you guys do anything with the JMAC
We
or
do. We work with the JMAC a lot. The cultural department is kind of like their I don't know what the word is, the right word is,
okay.
but we work with them a lot
Oh
in like
good.
fundraising and
Oh
helping them
good.
promote all their events. They're a
Mm,
really close partner for us. And it's a free space. We want to encourage more people to come
yes.
there and view art. There's always some art
Mm,
on display. They try to change it up a lot. They
mm-hmm.
have the Brick Box Theater in the back where they do plays and certain different things, and it's available for rent to host your own events and things like that.
No, it is. And after our event there, like when you guys hosted that event, I was reminded by the lovely people that were there. Like and like I knew it that it's free to community events if you're
Right.
doing a free community event, but it's just like it's something that you put in your mind and you just completely forget.
Yeah.
And then after that event, I was talking to him and I was like, I knew this. Like it's not like I didn't know this. So I've been working with them. I tried to do something for Black History Month. It just didn't work out.
Yeah.
Luckily, I was able to host it here in my space, but I got you Sis Summit coming up
Yes.
at the
That's
JMAC. It's
exciting.
very, very exciting.
That's awesome.
I'm looking forward to that. So I want to make sure that, because we got to pay our bills, right? I want to make sure that you get everything out that we need to get through, for the Worcester Cultural Department. And, like shout out to Fabian. Uh,
Yes. Hi, Fabian.
you better be watching. All right, no fun. Hi, Fabian. So, congratulations. It's really good to see, two young folks in the role,
Yeah.
two people from the Caribbean, in the role. And is that just funny how, yeah, because, I think that Jamaica is the epicenter of culture. So,
It is for
so,
sure.
and it is. So, what attracted you to this role, though? Like, what made
Um,
you go after it?
Much like you, I was working in the community a lot and like just trying to put things out there when people didn't know what was going on. I posted a lot about events and people would always be like, "Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm.
Oh, this, oh, that." I connected with Unity Radio. Shout out to Ernie Floyd. Got involved with that and started doing, community announcements about events. And
Mm.
I just wanted to have more of an impact and be like in a better place
Mm.
because the city of Worcester is very diverse. There's a
It
lot of
is.
different types of people here, but it seems to be like
Mm.
in different pockets that
Mm-hmm.
people just like don't know about things. So I wanted to come in this role to kind of boost that and just reach out to people in the BIPOC communities and connect them more with the city and let them know, we do a lot of things to help you to benefit the culture, and that's just really important to me. So I wanted to hop in this role and make it do what it do.
All right. And girl, you're doing the thing. It's doing what it's doing. I love
Yes.
it. I love it. So, you mentioned community radio, and we're going to go back to that in a minute. So you've been in this role for, I think, is it a year or
Not even. It's been about almost 6 months, 5, six
really
months.
like
Yeah.
5 or 6 months?
So
Oh,
I'm
it seems
still
like you've been
fairly
getting it.
new.
Girl, you're brand new.
Yeah. to learn.
Of
There's a lot
course.
to learn. There's a lot of moving parts, and
Mm,
just meeting people and seeing the who's who and
mm,
what's important to the community. So I'm still assessing and getting to know that, like
mm-hmm,
how I can be more helpful and
mm-hmm,
more, impactful to the community. So
mm-hmm.
yeah,
Absolutely. I think, one of the things that you mentioned there is very key because I think depending on the different pockets that you're affiliated with, you don't hear about certain things. It's like if you are here, you don't typically hear about this festival that's happening. So I
yeah.
kind of like that idea that there's one central place that, you can go to. And where do we follow you on Insta?
On Instagram at Worcester Cultural Coalition, and then you can go to our website at worcesterculture.org to find out more, see our calendar of events. That's really important. The calendar that has all the events on there. So we need more people to tap into that.
No, absolutely. Because, as I was saying, the if you're not connected to certain things, you don't know what's happening. And I think it's so important that, we broaden our horizon and just see what's out there. Like before you write something off, say that's not for me. Unless it's bungee jumping, that's not for me. But no. I think it's important that, you certainly explore. So it's good to know that there's a one central place that you can go
Yes,
to and just find out everything that's happening.
definitely.
All right, cool. So tell me about your work with Unity Radio. You said you do a little thing with that.
Yeah, I was a personality on one of their shows, and then I was
Ooh.
doing community announcements about events that are happening in the community, which I'm planning to start back up through the Cultural Coalition and Unity kind of
Okay.
collaborating.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that and just continuing to let people know what's happening, what the resources are, where they can find grants, where they
Mm,
can, apply to be a vendor, where they can apply to just showcase their talent and
mm.
showcase their business.
Okay. Well, I think that's so important though in terms of grants because I mean money is money and like any little extra income you
Yeah,
can get or that you can generate, I think it's fantastic.
yes.
So there is going to be, you'll announce where folks can apply for grants and things like that. Do you guys work with the Mass Art Cultural Council at all?
Yes, they are one of our like partners.
Oh,
They
okay.
do supply a lot of the grants and send us a lot of things as
Okay.
well.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
they're a
So
great resource.
oh, they are. I did receive a grant from them last year, and I'm actually in the middle of planning a festival. Well,
Ooh.
it's not a festival; it's a conference. Like, yeah, no, it's a conference. I'm in the middle of planning a conference. I'm just trying to streamline certain things before I announce it. Folks know I announced it last year and all of that. So no, and I know they just reopened and they opened a new grant. I think it's an operating grant.
The ARPA
Yeah,
grant,
yeah.
yeah.
There's a
The
few.
deadline kind of came already.
Okay.
I think we're discussing extending it for a little
Okay.
bit so more
Okay.
people have an opportunity
Yeah.
to apply because it's a good amount of money, 2.95 million
Yeah.
to disperse amongst all these different organizations. So we want to have a long list. You don't
Hmm.
want it to just be too short because then we're going to be like, how do we,
Yeah.
distribute this money fairly and all of that. So
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly. I do think one of the challenges folks have with grant is that it's intimidating. I mean, some of them are easy to fill out. I mean, I'm
yeah,
not gonna lie, I filled out a couple, and some of them are like, Lord, like I
definitely.
don't remember my first grade teacher, from how many years ago, like down with it.
Yeah, some of them are extensive, but we do workshops as well
Oh,
through
good.
the cultural development team, like on certain grants and even the permits for
Mm-hmm.
special events and
Mm-hmm.
applications like that, just to help assist
Good.
with some of that difficulty because we
No,
don't want that to be a barrier.
no, and it is.
Yeah,
So I think recognizing that this is a barrier and addressing, I think it's important. I always believe that just because we don't believe that something isn't so doesn't mean it isn't so. And I know from a lot of entrepreneurs that I've spoken with, they just don't even bother applying
yeah,
because they're like, A, I'm not gonna get it, and B, it's just like the idea that they have to do all that work and not get approved. It's just like
yeah.
time is a valuable resource. So
That's
that's
very
really
true.
cool. And they could find information about the classes that you guys give on the website.
Yep.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So let's go back to this personality that you were. Like you're a person, not like what is it like?
I mean, I've been into art and media and theater and all that for a
Okay,
long time since high school.
yeah.
I was a theater girl in high school for sure. I was on the high school TV channel, and I kind of
Wow.
just
Yeah.
developing that and
Mhm.
wanting to just be out there and explore
Mm.
and let my voice be heard and all of that.
Mm.
So when I found out about Unity, I was very excited that
Yeah.
it's a local station and it connects everyone in the
It
city.
does.
So
Yeah.
I took that chance and I've been loving it over there.
Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful. Well, I can't wait to tune in. And
Yeah.
I found out accidentally because I was looking at something and I was like, goodness, that is wonderful.
Yes.
So you are in Worcester by way of Jamaica, like originally baked in Jamaica,
Yes. Born and raised.
born and raised.
Yes.
Yes, it's a different feeling, isn't it? So, what brought you to Worcester? How did you get from Jamaica to Worcester?
Well, my dad had a lot of family on this side of
Okay.
like the northeast side. So we came to Mass and we came to Shrewsbury first. And, you
Mm.
know, we moved to Worcester because it was more diverse
Yeah.
and it was more affordable than Shrewsbury.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of built a life here. And there's a lot of diversity, as we said, in Worcester. So there's parts where you can find, your people and feel connected,
Mm.
and that was good.
All right, wonderful. What would you say to someone who's, like recently arrived from Jamaica and really trying to build a community here in Worcester, like your age group?
Right.
Girl, bye.
I would definitely say get out there and just walk the city a little bit, see the
Mm,
art, meet some people, go to some of the Jamaican restaurants, go to some of
mm,
the, different style restaurants and
mm.
just try everything out.
Yeah,
Explore, have fun, make
yeah,
connections. That's what's important because it's about who you know, as they
yeah.
like to say. And, knowing people can put you in a position to find new opportunities, get a
Hmm.
job, find something, a hobby or something you're interested in. So I would definitely encourage them to just explore and be open-minded to the
Mm.
city.
All right. What is your favorite part of the city to explore?
Um, I mean, downtown for sure, because there's a lot of restaurants
Yeah.
and when in the summer they have, some performers and
Mm,
open spaces where people can go. Um, where else? I do like going to the art museums.
mm,
There's Worcester Art Museum, there's the Historical Museum, there's a bunch of places, JMac.
yeah.
I just like going out and
You just like
enjoying,
enjoy like
and
stroll.
eating
Yeah.
food, of course, going to the
Yeah.
different places and just meeting people in the city and finding out what they do.
Yeah, Worcester does have a lot of restaurants I've
Yeah.
found. And I think it caters to every cuisine. I'm trying to think. I'm not that adventurous when it comes to food, but I do try to try out different places and support local,
Yeah.
not necessarily like the big chain restaurants, but you just really try to say like, ooh. And it's like I found out, so I have a friend that's from the DR, like their food is so similar
Yes.
to Jamaican food. There's this guy that does reaction and shit. A friend sent me the thing where the Jamaican person, they were cooking like oxtail. I
The
was
Dominicans?
yeah,
Wow, I didn't know that.
it's a Jamaican thing, a Caribbean thing. Yeah,
I didn't know that either.
no, they do, and like, yeah, she was like, no, I just wanted you to see that, like we do, like, no, and this,
How did she like it?
no, it's apparently they cook it there too, and they made it just like so. If I find the clip, I'll send it to you. But it's just like this Jamaican guy. He was just like doing like people do the food reaction,
Yeah.
and he was just He was like, no man, she cook it just like we. And I was like, but yeah, the
See, that's good to
plantains, the
know.
rice. I mean, the only thing we call it rice and peas, they call it rice and beans. But
Right.
like, yeah, it's just so funny how like the food is just so similar. And I think that's one of the beautiful thing I discovered a lot of times. It's just like sometimes we allow our differences to separate us, and we're so similar.
Right. Much more alike than we think.
We're so connected, and plus, I think it's boring if everybody was like you. Like
It would be.
boring. just explore, learn different culture, learn different things, do different things.
Yes.
So, that would be my encouragement. If you get nothing else from this show today, like go out, do different things, explore. And well, so this show is called Sipping Tea with Suzanne, and I did forget my creamer. So, like, if our executive producer could bring the creamer for me, because like to sip some tea, and I haven't given you an opportunity to
Yes.
sip some
We'll
tea.
get
So
some.
yeah, we got our sugar, but I definitely need some. So yeah, absolutely. So thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Producer. Yes. All right. So I'm gonna sip our tea. So I'm trying a new tea. So this one is and I just spilled it, but luckily I have a saucer.
Yes.
So this one is called Scottish Breakfast. Now I've drank the English breakfast, but I haven't had the Scottish breakfast. So we're trying it for the first time. Do you do cream in
Yes.
yours?
No.
No. Okay, so you're a sugar. See,
Straight sugar and honey is good
yeah,
for me.
no. See, I'm like, yeah, no. I gave up sugar only in tea, though, girl. I wish
I need to give up sugar too.
I'm trying for the other thing. So let's sip our tea.
All right.
Yes. It's not bad.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good. All right. Supper for my English breakfast, but it's not bad. Okay, okay, okay. All right. So we do try to sip some tea, while we gab here on so a little birdie told me, it's not a birdie, it's you. You also lived in Atlanta.
Yes.
So tell me, what was that like? Because I visited once, and I'll tell you my experience, but I really want to hear yours.
Loved Atlanta. Nice and hot. Nice, a lot of African Americans, a lot of people that look like you. So
Yeah.
that's always good. I had a blast. I was younger, of course, so it's not like
Okay,
I
girl.
got to enjoy adulthood out there, which is more fun probably, but
Yeah.
it was a great time. It was a great opportunity. I went to a really good school that took us on a trip that I'll never forget to on a Black History tour. They took us to Washington,
Okay.
DC, Alabama, Tennessee, somewhere else. But on that trip, they took us to a Black History Museum. We got to see like the jail that Martin Luther King was in, the
Mm,
bus from the Freedom Rides. They took us to the church in Birmingham, which was like really powerful to just
mm,
be in that
can
space.
imagine.
Yeah. And actually, during that trip, they had Coretta Scott King as a speaker.
Oh wow.
So that was really good. We all got to shake her hands. So I
Mm,
met Coretta Scott King in real life, and
okay.
that kind of thing just stuck with me. And I wish more schools did that.
Mm,
More places took kids on
mm,
some of those Black history tours
mm,
because some kids don't know the
mm-hmm,
history as well as they should.
mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
No, absolutely. I think history is important. And I think, I mean, right now in society, there are certain states that are fighting to keep Black history out of school and, and not teach it. So I think it falls on us too, as parents, as friends, family, whatever, to share Black history and Black culture, a
Absolutely.
part of our everyday life. I think, showcase the things that you're doing. But, you just talked about shaking the hand of Coretta, like, what?
I know.
That is
Life
incredible.
changing.
Like, that is incredible. I know one of the young ladies that I had on the show, she had visited Africa and was able to go where Nelson Mandela was imprisoned for 27 years.
Wow.
So it's just, I think it's heavy,
It is.
because it brings to mind what our ancestors went through. But I think it's important for us to see just the perseverance and the resiliency of our people.
Yes.
That no matter what we go through, here we are out here, we're lawyers and doctors, and we were presidents, and
Okay. It's anything's possible.
anything is possible.
It's important to feel that heaviness too, just a
Mm-hmm.
little bit, just
Mm-hmm.
so you can kind of just like take in and understand like
Mm,
the struggle, the fight, like you said, the perseverance, like,
mm,
it was not easy. And here
mm,
we are all these
mm-hmm.
years later,
Mm-hmm.
thriving,
Absolutely.
hopefully, for the most part.
Absolutely. No, it's the reminder of what, we've gone through. I mean, as a Jamaican child, we, it's like for me, like anytime in school, it's just like, when people's like, oh, I don't care, like I had to care because I knew what it was for like for my parents in Jamaica, and then coming here and the struggles they endured
Right.
to get us here. So I would not take it lightly. And I think sometimes it's important that we're reminded of that, as Black people, to say, like, hey, our ancestors went through a lot, and, we're still going through a lot, but
Yes.
they went through a lot for us to have this opportunity, for me to have this space, for you to have that role.
Absolutely.
And, not only we're going to shine in the roles, we're going to highlight, everything that's fabulous about it. And we have to know our history.
Sure do. And you know what's funny? Like growing up in Jamaica, grew up there for a few years, like until my teenage years. I
Mm,
never really knew much about like racism per se because
yeah.
it's like
They all look
everyone,
like you.
right? And I never really experienced
Yeah.
that. So like coming to America is a totally different experience. Like
Mm,
you learn so much more, your eyes open up to so much more. So that's
hmm.
important as well.
No, yep,
Yeah,
absolutely. Because you're right. You're in a school that everybody looks like you. There may be one off. And I mean, we saw different races, through tourism, depending on where you are in Jamaica.
right.
But you're right. It's like 99% of the people look like you. So then when you come here and then you were the quote unquote minority, and then people are fascinated by your skin, by your hair, by your talk, by just every single thing about you. And sometimes fascinating where it's a compliment, and then sometimes fascinating as if you're a caricature on display,
Right.
and then you're just like, I'm literally just trying to live my life.
Right. Like,
Like,
okay,
it's not that deep. So it is, and I think that it's important that we acknowledge that. um you know we can get trauma
for sure.
from that, and it's important. It's not something that we typically talk about, but it's important that we acknowledge that trauma comes with going into a place where you technically by there's not like you it's not a place that was created for you.
Right.
So it's important that you surround yourself by a community that you can get that love from. So
Definitely.
okay. So what is it like for you, this young, like what was like being in Atlanta, like a young person, and girl, you're still young. FYI.
A little bit.
Like, yeah. And then in Worcester, I know the cultural scenes are so different. But I know that Atlanta is like lauded as the place for Black culture.
It is. It
S-
is.
So what were some of the things that were there? And can we bring some of that here?
I know. It's completely
It
different.
is.
Actually want to go back and explore it as well. I've been back as an adult, but like from like a cultural
Mm,
perspective, just to kind of compare um the type of culture and the type of things they do out there and see what we could
hmm.
transition to some of the things out here. There's a lot of entertainment out there.
Mm,
It's known as Black Hollywood. Some
yes.
people call it that. So
Yeah.
that was always good, knowing there was always like a concert or
Mm,
a filming of something. And Worcester has gotten better
it
with
has
being
though.
a filming,
Yes.
scene. We had
Yes.
Black Panther 2 out here.
Yes.
We had The Holdovers out here, which was
Yes.
just nominated for an
And my
Oscar.
girl won, Miss
Okay,
Divine Joy.
yes.
Thank
I love
you.
her.
Yes.
And so we just want to continue that out here and make it one of those scenes where
Mm,
people seek out when they come to film or have the
mm,
biggest concerts out here, like how
mm.
they have, Drake and all these people at the
Yeah.
TD, like bring them to the Palladium, bring them to the DCU Center. Like, give
Yeah.
Worcester that kind of boost that it
Yeah.
needs.
Okay. So to tell you how old I am, but I still look good.
Okay?
Thank
You see
you.
it.
Whitney used her voice. Yeah. I used to, so the DCU used to be called the Centrum. I used to go to concert like when Puffy and Mace and Little Kim and all of them had just come out. There used to be concerts there, and I was there in the front row. Busta Rhymes and all of them were there.
Nice.
Like, I mean, at the time I had to go. I mean, I don't think it changed my life in any way, but it was fun. It was
Yeah,
a lot of fun. So, and the DCU can host, a bit of people, and
definitely.
parking would be a whole lot cheaper than it is in Boston. So I know. Well, do you know how much the DCU can host? I gotta find that out.
I don't know the exact number,
I
but it's a
gotta find
lot.
that out. It's a
A lot.
lot. It's a lot. Like
Got to be a couple
producer,
thousand.
let the producer figure. Produce.
A thousand people.
Yeah, no, it's quite a bit. Like I got to figure that out. I know it's just like this big space where I'm trying to think who, and I'm oh my god, I don't know if Janet Jackson came here. Did she?
I don't know.
Because I'm
Hasn't been in my
she
lifetime
was
here.
she was supposed to come to Massachusetts, but I'm trying to remember if I only wish she was in Worcester versus
If she actually, you
came.
would have remembered if she
Yeah, saying
actually
because
was.
but I didn't go to the show, but I think it was like
So your the DCU capacity is at 14,800.
Wow.
what? Okay, listen,
Wow.
maybe we can't hold Beyonce.
No.
14,000? Come on, we've got to get some big names. All right, so who do I talk to? Do I talk to the city manager, Eric? He was on the show. Do I talk to Fabian? He's going to be on the show. Do I like who do I talk to? You?
I don't know who it is.
Like somebody needs to figure out how to get a big name. Burma Boy. You know who else is? My
That would
daughter's
be
all into
crazy.
SZA. Yeah. Like who can we get here in Worcester? Like, cause
We need some people from Boston and
like
New England to
we
come spend their money out here.
to Worcester and do it. We had Brian McKnight during the
Person
centennial
telling you, yeah,
celebration. Yeah, I
that
was.
was nice.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. I was able to. But like, listen, this is going to be our next campaign. Who can we get at the DCU Center? I mean, I guess 14,000 is small compared to some cities,
Yeah,
but that's still a lot, girl.
it is.
I mean,
It'll sell out
yeah,
quicker than.
I'm trying to think. Kevin Hart was here, and who Tyler Perry. I almost said Medea. I mean Tyler Perry, Medea. Yes, he was here. So listen, let's start. Like, listen, Worcester is the. I mean, Joyner Lucas is from Worcester.
He
I
is.
know
He has
that.
a new album coming out this
Yes,
week
I know.
on Friday.
I know
So
with Jelly Roll.
yes, that song is amazing.
Okay, all
That
right.
song is amazing.
Before we talk about that, let's talk about how Tracy Chapman and Jelly Roll at the.
That was
Wow,
great. That was good.
it was so good. Like, do you see how he was like staring at her?
Icon. She's a legend, of course.
She was just like so unbothered and just so beautiful and on stage. And I have a friend that works for QCC. Well, she does. She's like the VP of external fit, not external affairs. She's a VP of something. She's big. And Viviana, and she was just like Tracy Chapman looks like somebody who sips water and minds her business. It's like
She
yes,
does.
she does. No, she was just glowing, and then just to see that respect and adoration from somebody from a different culture, from a different race, from a different genre,
Right.
just really giving her the respect that she deserved.
Absolutely.
And it was a beautiful performance.
And it brought her song back
Like
up on the
it
chart.
did, like it did after what 30 years later or something like
Long
that.
time,
It was
right.
just it was back up there, so it was just really nice to see. And I know that so Joyner Lucas, who's from Worcester, I think he was trying to do in some competition. Like I just saw it popped up on my Facebook the other day. He's giving away 2 tickets, flying 2 people to Nashville to
Oh,
see the yeah. But it was like in February, and like I saw folks that I know like put it in number. And I was like, I can't enter any contest till I look at my calendar.
yes. And he will be doing a tour, which he's going to end off in Worcester. This night will be in Worcester.
Okay.
So that's always good. I feel
That's
like he does a lot for the city to keep the
no,
city
he does.
involved.
He
And
does. He does. He
yeah,
does stay involved. I think he was here last summer or something like that.
he's
But
filmed a couple videos out here.
yeah.
So, he's not lost on Worcester.
No,
Not
that's good.
quite.
Listen, Worcester is blowing up. I know. I did see the holdover. Although there was a scene where it's like right at that area there, like down like right behind City Hall, behind
Yeah,
the
in the
Common,
common,
when
yeah.
it says Boston. Um, we know. I have tried to find parking in downtown Worcester. We know it's Worcester.
Yes,
But it's okay. We'll give it to you.
we'll
But
take it.
like we'll take it because we up in there. But yeah, no, that's pretty cool. And there was another show that I saw. It was Liam Neeson. That was filmed in Worcester.
Yeah,
What was the name of it? I can't remember.
Steve was
The Honest Thief. Yes. Did you see it?
I did not.
To see. So I love Liam Neeson.
I do
Just
too. He's
ever since
great.
that Taken movie, it's just like, yeah. Okay.
He can done it for everybody.
He's just so
He
intense
is.
and so passionate about it. Like, he's gonna make you regret it. So I'm
Like,
not.
if anybody ever kidnaps somebody, that's the man.
Don't call the FBI. Don't call the U.S. Marshals. Call Liam Neeson, because he will get me back.
He
But
will.
the honest thief, there were so many scenes from Worcester. Like there was that alley right behind when we used to have our church, like 9 Walnut Street, like that little corridor there and things like that. And I was like, oh my god! Like, so I get so excited.
Yeah, for that. We need
We
a lot
do.
more of that.
We do.
Yeah.
And then eventually they'll say they're in Worcester, but we'll take it as Boston
Right.
for now. But once we are up on that map, it's going to be nice to say that's Worcester and they're visiting Worcester.
Yes.
But for now, we'll take the
We'll take the Boston
like,
reference.
yeah, okay. Oh my God, see, we do get off on a tangent. But all right, so we started off saying that DCU, let's get our city of Worcester, Eric Batista, Fabian, one of y'all, get somebody big to the DCU center. Like I said, it definitely won't be Beyonce, although I won't be mad.
Would not be mad.
Not be mad at
But
that.
there'd be people outside in
Yeah, I don't.
tents.
They don't think it would be able to hold her.
It wouldn't.
So I'm trying to think, but like there's I don't want to like insult anybody to say like I think they definitely could host. There's a couple of people that I would
Yeah.
definitely want to see. So bring them to the DCU Center. Actually, Megan the Stallion, I love her.
Oh,
Yes, I think she'll definitely fill that. So get somebody and young and hip. Like I'll be there. I don't care if I'm not young or hip.
you are both. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Like, yeah, we will be there. All right, so y'all work on that and let's us, just get back to planning.
Yeah.
And so you had mentioned some hidden gems earlier. Like there's a lot of hidden gems in Worcester
Yeah.
without, calling anybody out because then, like, well, you didn't mention me. But is there any hidden gems that you would like to spotlight?
Um.
Maybe not businesses, because one of the
Yeah.
feelings.
That's.
No anybody catch no feelings, but spots. Let's do spots. Like hiking trails. Everybody's into hiking now. Not
Um.
me, but yeah.
I don't know. I like hiking as well, but I don't know any names of specific places.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of places to go hiking and
Yeah.
get outdoors. We have like the place where you can go axe throwing.
Yeah.
We have like restaurants as well, as far as like, there's a new Cuban restaurant in town. I know there's a
Yeah.
acai bowl place in town.
Mm.
Juices.
Yeah.
Juicing has become really popular. There's a lot of juice places like Worcester Public Market, of
Yes.
course,
Oh
with
my
all the
goodness.
versatile
So many
businesses
things. So many things. Yeah.
in one place. So that's always a good spot to kind of explore. That's something I would say for that question earlier about, if someone just came here, where would you
Yeah.
go? Go right there to a bunch of different businesses and just sit down, enjoy a meal, just
Mm.
meet people, things like that. Of course, the Woo Sox, they do
Mm-hmm.
more things than just baseball,
They
and
do.
they have a lot of good events and they partner with people and they work with people, so that's really great. What else would I say is a hidden gem? We have the Canal District with
Oh
all
yes.
their
I know.
food as well, and small businesses. Um, all of our arts and
Yeah.
creative stuff too,
Oh,
like
wonderful. Hanover Theater right there. Like, yeah.
Hanover, yeah.
Yes.
And I don't remember his name. Kevin, he's a comedian. He was on the King of
Kevin
Queens.
James. Kevin James.
Yes,
He was here.
he was here.
I,
And his Netflix special
yeah.
is from the filming in
Yes.
Worcester.
Yes. I did
So
not see him when he was here. Unfortunately, like my calendar fills up. Like,
you still need to make time for you to have a good night out.
don't you worry. You worry. Like I listen, self-care 101. I teach self-care, so I have to do self-care.
Absolutely.
But it's just like I have lots of events in like multiple different nights. I have my non-negotiable days where I just don't. It's just family and my kids and my husband and that's it. And then I have days that are just for me, like my tea parties and things like that.
That's
And I have
good.
my business and then I have my, giving back to the community because my mom taught me that. She's been volunteering since before I knew what volunteering was. I listen, we make fun of her. I was like, dude, dude. Like, why?
Everywhere.
Like, yeah, we're on this board and that board, and but it was always important for her to give back and have a voice in spaces that were not represented.
Absolutely.
And it wasn't till I got older that I recognized how hard that was for somebody from the Caribbean who wasn't as self-assured. Sorry, mama, as she pretended to be, but to intentionally go into those spaces so that, at least somebody that looked like her could be represented.
Yes.
So I carry that with me, every time I get an opportunity to go into these spaces.
Yeah.
And, it's just like, well, I mean, I do believe that I belong in every room. We belong
You
in every
do.
room.
We do.
We absolutely belong in every room, but it's just to understand what she went through, when she did that. But yeah, I do have one or two things on my calendar. But yeah, no, I saw that. I do like some comedians. It's hard sometimes for me with comedians, like to like the entire hour
Yeah.
because it
It gets
sometimes
a
it gets
little.
dry. It's just like because nobody's ever 100% funny, I think. And here's the thing, so I don't swear, and I really don't enjoy swearing. And I think a lot of times it I'm lost because I think you can get it across without the swearing.
Right.
And I think like just some of the shows, like even me, like I can't enjoy it because there's just so much swearing.
Every word's a beat.
Like, and I'm like I just don't get it. I don't find it funny, and
Some of
so
it's raunchy as
like
well. A little
like
bit.
raunchy without like drop like every other word is an F bomb. Like I can't hear anything over the F word, so it was just like it's just really not for me. But yeah, no, I'm trying to think. My friend turned me on to Joe Coy a couple years ago. He's not
Okay.
bad. He's
I
not.
haven't
Yeah, he's
really heard
funny.
much of his work,
Yeah.
but
He
I've
has a
heard good
couple.
things about
Yeah, he
him.
has a couple special on Netflix, and of course Kevin Hart. I do watch his special. Like,
He's good.
yeah, he is good.
I saw Kevin Hart out here as well.
Yes, I did see him. Yeah. Although what he charged then.
Is not what he's charging. The price is up, okay? The
So
price is up.
it goes back to a saying that I heard. You should have what was this like? You should have booked me before you like when you could afford me. Because you know how many people shut the doors on him and
Right.
whatever and underestimated him.
Absolutely.
And you could go to a Kevin Hart show for $50. You
I
will
think that's
not.
about what I paid.
Yeah. Yes, you could. I think the last time I saw him, I was looking at it was like three something. It's like Kevin, I love you, but wait for Netflix.
And it's not like a front row seat or
I
a
know. I know. It was just like, and then because even when I was looking at when Tyler Perry first came to Worcester, again, it was affordable. Like I went, right? But then when he was doing the Medea's last run, and it was like in Connecticut, there was
when it
none in
was a stage
Worcester.
play.
Yeah, like it was in Connecticut and New York, and I looked at it, and they were not cheap. And I was like, "Look, Tyler, like I can't afford you now."
Now we got to see him on the big screen.
That's good though, and I think that is such an encouragement for folks because it's kind of like sometimes when I tell folks my price, they're like, "Clutch my pearls," and I'm like, you have no idea what I could be charging. And then, as your skills grow and evolve, and then
Right.
you're going to get to a level where, then they're like, oh my God. And then you're like, you see why you should have paid the $50 at the
Right.
time?
Right.
Because we don't support our folks when they're building. Like, what's the saying that a prophet's not recognized in his own time or something like that? It's like you're celebrated after you're dead.
Right.
Celebrate people now.
Yes. Give
Give
them their
their
flowers.
flowers. Yes,
Absolutely.
like so
Pay the price. Don't try to negotiate. Don't try to,
exactly.
get a discount.
No.
Just support.
Exactly. And I'm not spending your money, but like if you can afford a Nike shoe, buy a Nike shoe. But then when you see a small business charging a certain price, if you can't afford it, it's okay. I think you do them a better service when you say, I just can't afford it versus say, give it to me for 50% off or 75% off because this is their very survival. So let's support each other. But
Absolutely.
I love to see the evolution of people like that, like a Kevin Hart or a Tyler Perry, who, they were just born with this skill and they didn't give up. And, through perseverance and
Yes.
praying people, and their stories are inspiring. And
For
I
sure.
always look back at their stories whenever I hit like a roadblock and I'm like, it's going to work out, girl.
And there's a lot of roadblocks in small businesses or just
Girl.
trying to do Can't let that stop you though.
No, you cannot. Listen, although, I mean, I did teach a class yesterday and I say to them, listen, I love y'all doing this, but listen, if I somehow win the 400 and something billion from the lotto, I'm gonna quit.
I'll see y'all.
Yes. Call you from a beach in Bali, but yes.
That would be great.
Finish the class. But
Nothing after that.
thing after that, because I mean, that's the dream. And the sad thing is, but then I actually would be able to focus more on my philanthropic roles.
Yeah.
Like giving back, building schools for the things that I'm passionate about, creating mentorship for women and Black women. This is a passion of mine, youths, and things like that.
That would
So
be great.
yeah, all right. So what are some passions of yours?
I do like, entertainment, art.
Okay.
I do like poetry, although I'm not like a rapper or
Yeah,
anything.
you're on the team. Don't worry.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
Yeah.
I just like enjoying life and being creative and
Mhm.
feeling, free and open to just grow and evolve and
Mm,
meet people,
mm,
connect with people,
mm.
things like that.
What is something that you're trying to accomplish right now, whether personally or professionally,
Ooh,
that you could share?
um, let's see. Well, I'm new to this role, so
Yes.
I want to just get better in this role,
Mm-hmm.
be a better marketing guru, expert,
Mm-hmm.
know more people in the city, know what they need, bring more resources, and just become an all around better woman and
Mm.
professional.
Mm,
Yeah.
awesome. Well, you're doing a phenomenal job.
Thank you so much.
It's a new role
You are
for
doing a
you.
phenomenal job as
Oh, thank
well,
you. Sis,
being so positive.
well, it's in the name. So
We need it. We need as
like
much positivity as we can get.
absolutely, I think in this world, but no, you're doing a fantastic job in the role. Congratulations.
Thank
I
you.
am excited to see you grow and evolve, and you're exactly where you need to be when you need to be, and doing what you're supposed to be doing. If there's any way I can assist you and encourage you in any way, absolutely let me know. I hope you are going to be attended. I got you Sis Summit. There's some phenomenal women there that I think you should meet. There's a couple people that's in my network that I think you should meet
Okay.
that I'll connect you to, because
Sounds good.
I want them to know like who you are, what you're about, and how it can be beneficial for you as you grow to see the city through different lenses, and for them to see and utilize you guys as an asset because that's what you're there for. And
Absolutely.
if the resources are there, we need to get more folks to take advantage of it.
Yes.
All right,
I
cool.
appreciate that.
All right, no problem.
Thank you.
All right, so we talked about it a little briefly because you asked me about self care. What do you do for self care?
I like to hang out with my family,
Mm-hmm.
um, do some artsy stuff like paint nights or
Yeah.
like facials.
Okay.
I like to go to the gym,
Mm-hmm.
stay active,
Okay.
just, keep the mind clear
Yeah.
and try to be happy.
Okay. All right. So this is a question I've been asking people a lot lately. Any vacation planned?
Ooh, I do have a vacation plan in a couple months to go to the
Oh,
Bahamas. I know. Cruise to the Bahamas, like a
yes.
weekend cruise to the Bahamas.
Yes.
But I've never been to the Bahamas,
It's
so
beautiful.
I'm excited for that. And then for my birthday, I want to go to St. Lucia.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. It's very nice. I don't
yes. I've
hear
heard
people
good things
say,
about St.
yeah,
Lucia.
I don't really hear people say a lot about that, but it's really actually really pretty. I've seen a couple people who
Yeah.
have visited there, and I know someone who's from St. Lucia, and she's proud of it. So
Okay.
me,
I'm excited.
like, oh, that's
Yeah, because I
amazing.
always go to Jamaica, of
I,
course, so it's always going to be my favorite island,
oh,
but
obviously,
we got to explore
we have to
more of the
explore. Yeah.
islands and see what else they got going on.
Absolutely. A
Yeah.
couple years ago, I was like a long time ago. Well, I made it in difference, but I was working a lot. But I try to visit like a different country a year. I mean, I do really stick to Caribbean because the kids, they don't
Yeah.
want to be walking. Now
Yeah.
they're older. We can take them on tours and they want to do Spain and Paris and
Ooh,
Rome and all of
yes.
that. But yeah, we do. So we've done the Bahamas twice. It's very nice. Aruba was one of the
I've
best.
heard good things about
Like
Aruba too.
Aruba was definitely one of the best. Obviously Jamaica, but we're from there. We know it.
Yes. I'll throw
But
Aruba on my list.
yeah, the Maldives, I definitely want to. And my daughter, since she was born, has been talking about is it Bora Bora? Is it Bora Bora? Bora
Where
Bora.
is that
Like
exactly?
somewhere out there. It's like it's far to get to, but Bora Bora, it's just like she's been
She
talking
has
about it.
good taste.
She has sent me more, like since this girl was like 2 years old, she's been sending me like YouTube things on Bora Bora. So I have to take her there. Maybe it'll
Yeah,
be her high school graduation
that
gift.
would be great.
That would be really cool. So yeah, no, I'm
That would
excited.
be really great. I've been to Costa Rica as well,
Oh,
which was
that's really
really, that was
nice.
one of my best trips.
Yeah.
I got to go to the Amazon rainforest
Oh
out there.
my. Okay.
Amazing. Like I've seen a toucan in
Uh,
real life just fly right by me, which is crazy. You never see that,
you
like,
do not.
except for on the Fruit Loops box. And in real life, it's just as pretty.
Majestic.
Amazing. Like,
Okay.
wow.
That's where I've seen one on the Fruit Loop box.
That's museum. So to see it in real life,
Yeah.
great. I would recommend Costa Rica for sure. And you
Okay.
know, there's like a Spanish side and
Yeah.
there's a Caribbean side where a lot
Yeah.
of islanders
Oh,
go, like
really?
migrate to there. So
Okay.
I haven't been to the island side yet. So
But
that's my next trip to Costa Rica, probably to the island side.
okay.
That would be great.
Yes.
And I stayed at a hotel that was a hummingbird hotel.
Oh.
And that was amazing. You know, that's Jamaica's national bird, so I'm always a big hummingbird fan. Um, they're like flying up to the deck,
Oh.
flying up to you was great.
Okay. All right. So it's already on my list. So I don't know if my wallet is ever going to be able to catch up to my dreams, girl. Because
I hear
you
you.
know, it will. God,
Manifest.
God is intentional. I'm going to manifest that because I have so many places that I do want to visit. So your girl will continue to live her best life because I will visit those places. So I love asking folks because
Yeah.
it gives me an opportunity. It's like, yeah, this is already on there. Like, and I like to add places. So wonderful. Well, I've had such a good time chatting with you. I can't believe we're out of time.
I know, me too.
This was incredible. You feel like you got everything out that you wanted to about the role because I want to make sure you have that opportunity.
I did.
All right,
Yeah,
wonderful. I think you did. We got through
we
quite a
did.
lot.
Yes.
Plus, you share the website so folks could go out there and do some little
Yes. Worcester Cultural Coalition on Instagram and worcesterculture.org.
All right, fantastic. Well, listen, I had such a wonderful time chatting with this phenomenal young lady and, her role in the city, being part of the Worcester cultural team. So please get connected, follow them on Instagram and, follow her. I know has a show on Unity where, she says she's going to revive that. So we're certainly looking forward to that. Let's show up for each other. Let's support. And if you see her on the street, just, give her a shout out. Now, her name is Shantelle. So I thank you guys so much for tuning in week after week. I truly appreciate you. Honestly, like you're the reason why the show is on the air, because if you guys weren't watching, I mean, I'm gonna do it anyway. But if you guys I would just be me and my guest. But no, thank you so much for tuning in. And I hope that you're inspired, as I am always, by the phenomenal women and guests that we spotlight on the show. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you to my executive producer for making the magic happen week after week. And I did say that I am going to reveal the huge news. All right. So officially, I've known for a while now. I was just working on a start date. I will be the new host of Black in Business on Unity FM. That, I'm very, very excited. Ernie and I have been talking for a while. He's been trying to get me to do a show. The timing was never quite right, but I feel like this timing is right because there's so many phenomenal Black businesses in Worcester, and I want to give them an opportunity to spotlight their brand and to help them succeed. So, Unity Radio, 3 o'clock on Wednesdays. I know that has me doing 3 shows on Wednesdays, but your girl will work it out. And stay tuned. So thank you for tuning in. I'm going to have my fabulous guest just give you some encouragement as our final word.
Stay positive, explore, and just connect with each other, build each other up. And that's all I got. Thank you so much for having me. It's been great.
Thank you for saying yes. Yeah. All right. Until next time. Bye-bye.
Yay!